Hey everyone, how you doing? I wanted to talk crypto a little bit. I actually wanted to talk about. This is not going to be the full segment because I'm actually trying to see how I actually can put this together because there's a lot of like factors involved and stuff, and because I've been doing a lot of research on on giants and stuff, and I've been reading a lot of different things and trying to put all that together, and then trying to put also together what I think about Bigfoot and as far as the relation, because I believe that there is a relation there between Bigfoot and giants. I really think there's a big relation between them, just because how big they are and how smart they are, and also a lot of the stories of giants that actually talk about the way they smelled, and some of them even talk about giants being very hairy, and also they talk about them having secondary rows of teeth and stuff, and I've read a lot of stories on Bigfoot, and there's a correlation there between the both of them. I know there is, and the whole thing is I just want to present this correctly. I don't want to just come out here with all these things because these are just these are just my what personal opinions of what I think that I honestly think the giants and Bigfoot are related, and I don't know. A lot of it has to do with. I know a lot of people think that could be like this Gigantopithecus. He might be this lost giant ape, which I seriously doubt he is. I don't think it has nothing to do with any type of lost big giant gorilla or any type of ape. I really don't think that at all. I honestly think that it has more than not even you want to say human characteristics for the point is that a lot of Native Americans you know have stories where they used to take the women out of their camps and take them into the night and then impregnate them and actually get them pregnant, and then I think that maybe they have some type of genetic code there that has to do with human because of things that have happened like that and possibly are going on at this time still. You know what I mean? When people get kidnapped and they don't even know where they're at, and then all of a sudden, they just disappeared off the face of the earth and they don't even know what happened to them or anything like that. And I've read a lot of stories on the Nephilim and stuff like that, and they talk about the giants coming down and looking at the women and them finding the beauty in the women and stuff like that they really, that they got them pregnant and then they made these abominations. So in a lot of sense, I feel that maybe a lot of the abomination that people are that they're talking about with giants has to do a lot with Bigfoot. I really do, just for the size of how big they are and everything, and a lot of the characteristics that they talk about giants that they had with Bigfoot has a lot of the same things that correspond to Bigfoot. I mean, a lot of people might not agree with this, but if you really read the stories on giants, and if you really look at certain words and put certain things together with those certain words that are in there with the stories, and then you get those same stories with Bigfoot, with Native Americans, and then you get old tribes that used to talk about giants and stuff, you get a lot of the same correlations that kind of like fit together. That's the only reason why I'm kind of coming to a conclusion. I mean, it's my conclusion. Like I said, people can go and say, hey, he's just nuts. Excuse me. They can say he's just nuts and he doesn't know what he's talking about. We're not experts. None of us are experts. We're just here listening to different theories, reading what we read in books, and yes, putting things together, and yes, putting these things together, and feeling things that might incorporate with each other. That's what I'm trying to say. But I really do think that the incorporation with giants and Bigfoot they have a lot to do with one another. I really think that is the case. I think a lot of they talk about deformities, that some Bigfoots have deformities and stuff, and they've actually done castings where some of them have like one hand with three fingers, and then another one has the other hand is okay, it's developed right, or the feet and stuff. I know that there's a lot of ways that somebody can hurt themselves out in the middle of nowhere, but these deformities, I honestly think that they have to do a lot with inbreeding and stuff. And I think a lot of that genetic code of the inbreeding that actually happened with them actually had to do with maybe those giants mating with human women, and passing that kind of damaged genetic code that they actually received. And that's why they're actually like that. I really want to do more on this. I had promised that I was gonna, I had said that I was going to do a story. That's why I'm trying to put this out, because I have been doing a lot of research on giants, and I'm reading a lot of stories on Bigfoot and a lot of the late Native American stuff, and then also reading a lot of news articles that back in old times, 1800s, early 1900s and stuff, people were actually, excavating these giant bones, and then all of a sudden, they just declared them that they couldn't do this no more, that, it was ancient burial grounds, and then a lot of these bodies also disappeared. So, I honestly think that maybe there's a correlation there, and I think maybe a lot of this stuff has been suppressed because of that being said with giants and Bigfoot. I think maybe it's just a part of an evolutionary type ladder that maybe breaks apart from humans and maybe apes, that nobody wants us to know. And I think that's very important, that we just open our minds, and really see what maybe the link could be with giants and Bigfoot. I really think that a lot of these creatures have a lot of genetic code more with giants than they do with humans, and I think the only reason they have any type of genetic code with humans is because they've actually mated with humans, and I think that's basically it. And I think that was since the beginning. That's why maybe they have this fascination with human women, just for the fact is that giants were actually inbred with that. So I think it has a lot to do with it. I don't know if a lot of people are going to follow me with this, and look at the theories, but if you really go and do the research on the internet, and you read more. I read a lot on this type of subject. That's why I want to bring a longer segment on this, because I feel that that this has to be presented more presentable, as far as like hey, look at this evidence here, look at this evidence here. This is what I've actually presented and put together, and this is what I feel that the reason why I'm saying that the correlation between giants and Bigfoot have a lot. I think if we were to actually find one, and if we had some type of I don't know, DNA on a giant bone, or anything like that, I really feel that it would actually have a very close match. And also human, yes, for the fact is that they have mated with females, and I think that's why the incorporation of them having a fondness of females so much, to breed with females. Is if you read all of these stories of on giants and the Nephilim coming down and mating with women and making these giant abominations that would actually they were just trying to destroy humanity and eat people. I think I'm not gonna say that all Bigfoot species are cannibalistic, that they'll eat you, but I honestly think that they do share a type of cannibalistic instinct that if provoked the wrong way, they will eat you. And also, I I want to speak more on this because I know sometimes it kind of brings assault to the table, and people start like going, God, this guy, I mean, my theories, I really think that that they do possess that. If you go deeper into the areas where there's no human type of activity, as period, as long, I mean, they don't see people at all, because there's a lot of places in the United States and other parts of the world that the various uncharted and unlisted, I mean, we all know that. We've seen geometrical maps of these wooded areas that they're not even mapped. So I imagine the ones that live in those areas, if they were to see a human, I think you would really run in danger of getting killed and eaten. I really do. And I think the ones that are closer to areas like more populated areas, it's like a bear. You know what I mean? Bears see humans in areas that are populated with more humans. We go hiking in these areas and everything. For like black bears, I mean, I know grizzlies, you run more of a risk of getting attacked by a grizzly bear, but the docileness of a black bear, they're more likely to run or give you a bluff charge or anything like that instead of attack you, because they're used to seeing humans in those areas, and they know most of us are messy and dirty, and people just throw garbage on the ground and they don't bother to clean up their messes, and a lot of people just leave food in areas and they don't care. And I honestly think for that reason, one of those reasons, that's why in areas where actually people see more Bigfoot activity, because they see more humans and they're more closer, it's more like a bear type of connection that they have with humans. They rather get all the goodies and all the stuff that we throw on the ground, and then all the dumpsters that they find and everything, so they actually coexist with us. But I actually think that the ones that live way out in the deep woods, I honestly think that they have more of their ancestors' instincts that will do harm to a human, and just like they did back in the times where Indians actually lived out in those wooded areas. You know what I mean? So I actually think that the possibility is there. You know what I mean? So I want to bring you guys more of this because I think, like I said, the correlation with giants and Bigfoot, I think it's very close cornered there, and I think the Gigantopithecus theory is I don't really see it. I see too much of an intelligence and all the other stuff, all the magical stuff that they talk about Bigfoot and stuff. I know it's cool, and I know a lot of tribes talk about magic and them disappearing and doing all these things, and the way they can actually change color and stuff. And I honestly think it's just like some of these ocean fishes that live in the ocean that actually can change color and stuff to blend into their environment, and also lizards and stuff that it can actually blend into their environment. I think it has something to do with maybe their bloodstream or something, that they can actually manipulate the coarseness of their hair, and they can actually change the color in it like that. They can blend into the environment. I really think that a lot of this stuff, I know it feels magical to a lot of people, but I honestly think it's just a science that is not discovered yet, that we might not know about it. But I think that's why the government is so interested in Bigfoot, in all what they see that they can actually do. Just for the fact is that they can actually, can you imagine if a human was to be able to have that type of, organic technology? It would just be, it would just be, immensely important, for a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So I honestly think it's just the science that we just don't know about, and a lot of people talk about them. You go in the woods, right, and all of a sudden, you got your camera, and all of a sudden it goes dead. And I think it has to do something with maybe some type of magnetics, and like dolphins use echolocation, and they're able to pull out sonar and stuff. I think maybe they have something in their brain, just an acute, because their cranium is so big. I think they're just able to persone some type of maybe sound that's not at our level, that we can't hear, or maybe we can't understand, or anything like that, that can actually jam equipment, and then all of a sudden it's working again, or maybe it just blows out to the point where the batteries don't work. I honestly think that there's a lot of stuff that is just science valued that we just don't understand it. It seems like magical, and it would, to somebody who just doesn't, understand what it is. You know what I mean? But I honestly think that there's a real big science value to all that, and I think they just inherited this stuff from their giant ancestors. That's what I really think. Well, the guys, this is just a little crypto corner that I wanted to do on my views, and what I think, and what I've been, actually, just book studying, and trying to put together, maybe a correlation between, what and what and what. My thing with the ape theory, with the Gigantopithecus theory has, I've read a lot of stuff on that large ape, and it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit to me. Really go see, and look, and read on, and look at a lot of the stuff that Bigfoot does, and it just does not click with something that a species as intelligent as Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, or Yeti, or whatever you want to call them, in any part of the region. It just does not fit with him. So that's what I really wanted to talk about right now, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to be talking more about this, and I am going to be doing another live show pretty soon. Next Saturday, I am going to be doing a live show, and I really would want to see if any of you guys would want to be on live and talk about this. I want to see what your opinion is on this. What do you guys think? Like I said, it's my opinion. It's just stuff that I've researched. Like I said, nobody's an expert in this field. Anybody who thinks he is, I don't care if he's a scientist, I don't care if he's a doctor, I don't care if he studied ape anatomy or whatever. This is an undiscovered species. If they had anything, conclusive 100%, for somebody to go and offer or say, this is the way it's supposed to be, that's baloney, because, there's no way that you can 100% concrete say that's what it is. It's just, like I said, that's what I'm saying to you guys. It's what I feel, and what I've read, and what I've tried to put together, and that's basically it. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own opinion of Bigfoot, and I respect their opinion of Bigfoot. But for anybody to go and try to tell you, like, hey, no, you're not, going and thinking right about this, and this is not the way to do this. I don't care if they spend 20 years, out in the field. If they had as much experience as me or you guys, they would have something presented already. So I don't care if it's 50 years that they've been doing that. And if they have a bunch of casts, it doesn't matter, because if they were any better than me or you at home, they would have 100%, a foot, a leg, a body, something that will determine this is what it is. And this is what I'm presenting, and this is what I'm saying it is. So nobody has no business trying to tell you that your theories are wrong, or my theories are wrong, or anybody's theories are wrong. You know, it's just something we present, and that's basically it. Because just like I said, if they had anything, they would 100% present it. Thank you guys. I appreciate all your support. I'm gonna be doing more crypto stuff. I really hope you guys like my little hiking corner. It helps out in getting support. Funding for what I'm doing. It gets kind of hard. I mean, I have other things that I have to basically do. I know I run an ad on my YouTube channel that talks about personal funding, and I understand a lot of people have hard times. It's really hard to donate $1, $2, or $3. I mean, I know that that's all. I don't want to get in that persona where I want to be asking people for any type of help. I do this just for the fact is that it helps me out on Amazon, and it also helps me out to make some type of funding for me on YouTube to do more research, because I want to go out there more, and if I had more funding, I would be traveling to more places for you guys, because that's what I want to do. I want to be able to go to Washington. I want to be able to go to Colorado, Canada. I want to go to all those places. I want to go to everywhere where there's sightings in the United States. I want to be able to travel out to those locations, plus the locations that I actually go to here. Just for the fact is that it's very important to actually be able to incorporate what's going on in the area that I'm working in and other areas, and actually put all that information together. It really helps. So if you guys for some reason you can help out in my little funding location on YouTube, it would be very greatly appreciated. You guys are wonderful. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like I said, this is my opinion on what I think about giants and Bigfoot, and I am going to be putting up a really long presentation. I was just thinking about I really wanted to do this for you guys, but I really want to pronounce it really well. I want to be able to come out with enough, I guess evidence enough, or documentation where I can actually show you guys and say, hey, this is what I've read on giants. This is what I've read on Bigfoot. Look at the correlations between giants and Bigfoots, but there is, if you guys go to the internet and search all this stuff, you'll actually see that there is a very, 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 very big correlation in the two of them. You know what I mean? So, that's what I do is, I just go out and I educate myself. I had a couple of people ask me, how can I get into this kind of stuff? It's basically just go do your own research, go to the internet and look at your own materials. And find your own materials. Find your own way that you want to do this. You know what I mean? Whether you want to go out in the field, or research at home and present research to another researcher that does go out in the field, and see how they put the stuff together. I mean, there's no bad kind of research. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, there's no bad type of research. What makes bad type of research are the bad people that they sit behind the computer and they start talking bad about other people. That's when it gets bad. I understand that I've made comments about portals and stuff, and the only reason I've done that is because honestly, and I know I'm going to get hits on this because people have gotten upset about this before, and the only reason is I've just heard stories. That's all I've heard. I haven't had nobody actually come out with any type of audio recordings of whatever they're presenting, or video documentation, or anything like that, or somebody saying, hey, Ray, come on, come over here and I'll actually show you that these portals are actually real. The day that happens, and if I go out there and I actually see something and I document it, because that's what I'll do. I will not stand and just say, oh, you know what, guys, I went out there and I saw these portals and blah, 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 and that's it. What I do is, I go out in the field, and, if I find something, I find something. Like I've told you before, Bigfooting is fishing. You're going to get lucky some parts of the time, and there's going to be a lot of the times where you're just going to have a wonderful nature hike. That's basically going to be it. And that's not bad. The whole point is being out there, being connected with God and nature and all that stuff. That's cool. That's what I love that. But I will have to documentate that. If somebody ever tells me, come out here, I'm going to show you a portal. Well, they're going to have to let me videotape it, because I actually want to give you guys video evidence and say, hey, before I say anything and say, oh yeah, oh, it's out there. And how can you believe anybody and they say that it's out there and they don't even present any type of like real evidence? You know what I mean? That's what I like to see. I want to see something where I can physically see and make my own determination of what I think. Well, like I said, guys, thank you very much. I'm not going to turn this into a rant, because this was, my correlation between Bigfoot and, giants. That's what I feel. And like I said, if you guys, by any chance, you can, help, please, it's appreciated. Thank you very much. And if you can't, I'm not discouraged. Guys, I care about you guys a lot. You guys are wonderful. Thank you very much for all your support. Thank you very much for all the subscribers. Like I said, I'm gonna keep on giving out stuff. Whatever I'm gonna be accumulating more stuff. I'm gonna be giving out more stuff to you guys, because, like I said, I understand how it is, and I understand how expensive field research can get. That's why I really started doing what I started doing, because it helps out with equipment too, because equipment's very expensive, and sometimes it can cost up thousands of dollars, and I really can't do that, right at this time, so as soon as I can, I will. And I'm gonna travel more, and I'm gonna bring you guys videos like you ain't gonna believe. That's what I want to do for this channel. I want to make it grow even more. And with you guys' support, and with you guys subscribing to my channel, you guys are making this channel grow really very much. And like I said, this channel's for you guys. I love what I do, but it's mainly for you guys, because I want to give you guys the truth. I want to give you guys video documentation. I want to show you guys, if I saw something, or if anybody saw something where we were at, or where I was at, or whatever, because I do all my Bigfooting by myself anyways. I want to show you what I saw, audio recordings of what I heard, things like that. Thanks, guys. Have a nice day, and stay safe. See you guys.